Hey guys, Clone Guy here, and today we are reviewing The Creature. A big thanks to Gainful Thrower for gifting us The Creature today. Yeah, we have it, so let's do a review on it. What is it? Well, it's pretty much the Sturmpanzer, but on a Panther chassis. So it's a Sturmpanzer, or Sturmpanzer 5. There we go, that's what it is. Sturmpanzer 5. Yep. So it's got the turret of a panther, the hull of a panther, the mobility of a panther, but it has a giant gun on it. What size is this gun? Let's see. A 15 centimeter. And it has 85 millimeters of penetration on its HE and 660 alpha damage. And if you fire the heat rounds, it's 180 penetration, which is pretty good, with 580 damage. So big damage. Hit points 1000, max speed 55, view range 350, still concealment 320. So I think what we want to do for this tank, we're going to throw in a crew first. We're not going to use this creature crew. We're going to throw in a max crew. Most people have them. So I've already gone through my crews, and I think my crew there are two good ones in here. It's going to be this one, the Hawk 12. The RU-251 is almost there, except it is lacking one of the gun handling perks and has designated target is instead. So we're going to be going with the Hawk 30. We have camouflage and we have muffled shot to help us with that. And then we also have run and gun and snapshot, so our gun should be more accurate while turning and moving. Situation awareness for view range, 6 sense, so that we know when we're spotted. And then of course the three ones that you kind of want on every single tank: brothers in arms, rapid loading, and steady aim. So that's what we're going to be using for our creature. Throw that in here. Assign. There we go. Alright, cool. We can use the creature later, or maybe even sell the creature zombie guy. Because why not? It's money. So, here we go. We now have ourselves the creature with a crew. Fantastic. But we're not done there. We, of course, probably want to take a look at the armor viewer before we jump in deeper. So what kind of armor does it have? Well, it's got the hull of a panther, so it should be 85 on the front, yep. And then the mantle is pretty good, 110. Turret behind it, 100, so. But it doesn't look like it actually has armor behind the mantle. So it looks like people can pen you through the turret pretty easily. Pen you through the hull pretty easily, but then you have all this spaced armor, which is 40 millimeters thick. But it's in random places. So some games people will be hitting your spaced armor like crazy. Some games they won't be. Probably more often than not, they won't be hitting your spaced armor like crazy, because it's not as covered like the Super Pershing is. So there we go. Next, let's find out what equipment we want. Well, I think it's safe to say we definitely want the loading time. Boom. And with these new derp guns, I do full-heartedly believe that the swapping ammo freely is absolutely huge, critical on these tanks. The ability to just go from your heat to your HE in the right situation is absolutely massive. So we're gonna throw that on there. And now we have one more choice. We can go with vents just for the extra crew performance in all regards. My other option is maybe some view range or a camo net to keep us hidden more. Quite a few different options to choose from. I think we will go with, I think we're just going to go with vents. That way we boost a little bit of everything, and we don't have to complain about missing something. Like, oh, I should have gone with this. Oopsies, we don't want to supply that with gold. Silly rabbit. Well, we'll fix that. So we're going to go with large, and food. Maximize this thing's efficiency. There we go. And we, of course, want that to be, there we go, silver. Perfect. And now let's take a look at these shells. What do they do? Blast radius 3.57. Blast radius 4.11. Max ammo speed 4.36. 4.5. Or 436 meters a second. 450. So I don't think we're going to go with any of these HE shells. I know they travel a touch faster. But it's barely noticeable, I think. Yeah. And then we're also going to go with heat. So let's drop these down to, or all the way to the top. So raise it to the top, and then for the heat rounds, we'll go with 2216, there we go. Buy and install. That's what we're going with. I feel good. Still concealment, 306. View range, almost 390. Food activated, we'll go past that. In fact, probably be closer to 400. And our concealment should be down to 300, if not lower. So we're doing well. Let's take it out. Let's play some games. Let's see what we can do. And the creature. First impressions, guys. Is it worth 6,000 gold? Port! Team destruction. Port meaning we will be top tier this game. Tier 7 matchmaking. Nothing new here. Tier 7 is the best place to hang out. My humblest opinion. But it's a great place to test out this gun. This tank. 8 degrees of gun depression. I think that's something we forgot to mention. Something that the other Sturm Panzers do not have. Yes. Top tier it is. GW Panther, we have to look out for. E25, we gotta look out for because we don't have optics, so it's gonna be hard to spot. But let's punch some people. Typically, I go to the bridge and I sit there and I golf across the map. We might do that here, actually. But then at some point, I'd like to make my way west and punt people at point-blank range. That sounds like fun to me. Now, this tank does not have handbrake, obviously, because it is a tank destroyer. So let's be careful with that. Knock him out. There we go. One down. Two down. Very good. Ow. It was an absolution. We were never going to pen him. That's just how it works. We should have HE for him. And we shall wait. Hopefully he falls back, in which case is actually pushing forward toward us. I think we have to load a heat round for this guy. We would like to one-shot him. We did not one-shot him. But we did try. That's who we were waiting for. We knew he'd be coming around the corner soon. Knock him down. Artie's dead. Knock him out. Load HE for the Comet. The DPM of the Comet is going to be hard to beat. Oh, the KV2 gets us in the end. 2,500 damage. That was going to be a tough one to win. Fortunately, we did not even kill the creature with that shot that we put into him. Oh, that's too bad. We did what we could, but it was not enough. El Alamein, we go from a mini golf course to now a wide, giant, long range, driving range, more like. So we're not going to be able to putt, unfortunately, but that's okay. We are top tier again because tier 7 matchmaking. Where do we want to go to use this gun most effectively? Maybe the rail overpass? I don't know. We are kind of a medium tank. Especially with our 8 degrees of gun depression, I really don't mind at the moment, because I haven't played this thing other than, just now. But I have a feeling I'm going to be playing this thing more like a hybrid tank destroyer medium than a traditional tank destroyer. S51, SU8, two big guns I don't want to even get splashed by. Especially that S51. 203mm. Absolute huge boomstick. But we'll see what we can do. Regardless of the giants dictating who lives and who dies. The smiters who smite. That was awkward. And very surprising. Two creatures. VK. Oh, almost. Oh, boy, it went over him. Perfectly timed. But, alas. The game thought I was aiming behind him. So, because it's an arcing shell, you have to aim at the tank, at the target, or the ground if you can see the ground where you want it to arc to. But we were unable to do that because he was on a ridge. That was close. Almost a hole in one. We'll go for a hole in two, though. Can we pen the back of this guy? We can. I think this guy's gonna poke. He certainly thought about it. And who may it be, he's probably wondering. Who's spotting me? It is I, the clone guy. Oh, you're so lucky! We tried. Let's go kill these guys instead. 560 Alpha. Very likely won't be a one-shot. But we still try. We bounced. We bounced. 100 millimeters of armor, 180 millimeters of pen. Oh boy. Four. Boom! Get out of here! Affirmative. That was crazy. Are you kidding me? This is hands down one of the most inconsistent tanks I've ever played in my life. Like, it's not even a debate. Just how inconsistent this tank is. This tank. Our creature, other creature's having an insane game right now. One I can only dream of. Think he's there? He might be. We'll poke this first. Nice, I needed that. Can we get him? He's going in point blank range. He's tracked him. He's getting around. Puts in another shell. Wizen says, great shot. Already must have missed. Oh, he gets set on fire. Great shot again. Bounces. Artie says no. Well, this is what I have to say about this tank. After we take a look at the post-game results here, take a look at that machine on our team, or that creature. He had a game. His shells flew straight, flew true. They penned. We could have had much bigger result. Like, think about it. If we had penned the creature when he poked out, and we had penned the VK, and we didn't hit our own creature on a second shot, and we didn't get snapped by their creature, this actually could have been a 3K game. So here's my hot take on this tank. 6,000 gold if you buy it. Is it worth 6,000 gold? It is worth 6,000 gold if you're willing to put up with the most inconsistent tank of your World of Tanks career. I don't think I've ever played a tank more inconsistent than this. Than this whole Sturm Panzer line. Absolutely inconsistent. But if you're okay with that, and you're gonna have games where the gun hits, the gun pens, the gun does insane things, and enemies line up, and you're gonna have huge games, and you're gonna be like, yeah, this tank was absolutely worth it. And then you're gonna have games where your gun just doesn't hit, tanks don't line up, and you don't do any damage, and you're like, this tank is garbage. That is going to happen more than most tanks in this tank. I guarantee it. So if you're okay with buying the most inconsistent tank in the game, then yes, I think it's worth it. 150mm gun on this tier 7. If that's what you want, with a turret, then yeah, this is pretty cool. But, you know, cough cough, Dreadnought exists. Cough cough, 700 alpha. Cough cough, 250 pen. You know, they're just putting it out there. It is not better, anywhere near better than the Dreadnought. The Dreadnought blows this thing out of the water, so keep that in mind as well. That it's not a Dreadnought, and it's not as consistent as the Dreadnought. It doesn't have as high alpha as the Dreadnought. It doesn't have as much armor as the Dreadnought. It doesn't have, well, I guess the armor is debatable. It doesn't have as much health as the Dreadnought. Keep all those things in mind before you pick this thing up. But that is my honest opinion on the tank. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think of the creature in the comments below. And I will see you guys all later. This guy did 0 damage. Like I said, let's see. Shots fired, 6. Penetration, 0. Critical hits, 0. It's just how it works. He had exactly what I was talking about. But that's it. Thanks, guys, so much for tuning in. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, slap that like button, comment, subscribe. Make sure you go check out SpaceBANDIT. Link in the description below. Yeah, check out my book. Link in the description below if you want to check that out. Author, interview, so on and so forth. There's just all sorts of stuff in the description below. If you've never opened up my description, I think go ahead and check it out. See what's in there. There's some stuff in there that you can participate in. But yeah, that's it. Thanks, guys, so much, and I will see you all later. Take care, everyone.